Hello there BookTube, happy Poetry Thursday. Hope you've been having a good day wherever you are. I've quite enjoyed Poetry Thursday. In some ways it's been maybe a bit quiet, but yeah, it's been good. I enjoyed Greg at another Bibliophile Reads. What he read today was really cool. Never heard of that poet, but I'll link his video underneath if you missed that. And also Brandon over at Brandon's Shelf. Is it Brandon or Brendan? Apologies, but I'll link him underneath as well because he was looking at Raymond Carver's poetry, and I knew the last poem that he discussed, but yeah, his approach to it and kind of the storytelling that he implemented in that video was really wonderful. Very emotional. I'm not sure whether it was the poetry, whether it was the background music. I was cooking when I watched it, so it might have just been cutting the onions, but yeah, that was really good, so I'll link that underneath. But I have a little poetry book haul for you for this Poetry Thursday, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I was very excited about them, and I didn't even save them in the wrapping from being posted. Yeah, I'm a bit impatient that way. But the first one here is Souls of the Tract by Susan Howe. It's sort of vaguely utopian, which is what turned me onto it. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it from the back. So Susan Howe is kind of looking into the Labadists, who were a utopian quietist sect that moved from the Netherlands to Cecil County, Maryland in 1684. But then she's riffing off Jonathan Edwards and Wallace Stevens and probably all kinds of other things. So I'm sure it'll be an interesting book. And once I've read it, I'll get back to you on it because it sounds interesting. But then the other one I'm very excited about as well, and it's one of my favourite writers, probably my favourite poet, full stop, and that's Ted Hughes, The Hawk in the Rain. This is the first book as part of the Poetry Book Club thing. We still don't have a name for it. It might just be Poetry Book Club thing. I don't know. That I'm doing with David Wiley. And yeah, Ted Hughes is one of my favourite poets. As I said, probably my favourite poet. The poet that got me back into reading, really, when I was about 17, 18 years old. And yeah, I've never read this poetry collection. I've read poems from it, but never, got it and read cover to cover. So I'm very excited to have this and to read it in the next few weeks. I thought I'd share a poem from it with you, and it's one of the more famous, one of Ted Hughes' most famous poems. And there's a great story behind how he came to write this poem. I'll link a video of him telling the story and then him reading the poem as well, because it's really great to hear him read it in his voice as well. And yeah, the only thing I'll probably add is in that video, in that story he's telling, it's one of the 3 foxes in this poem. Because in this poem there's a fox from his childhood, there's a fox from a film that he watched, and then there's this 3rd fox that he's talking about in the video, which is from a dream, and they all kind of mesh together to form the fox in this poem. And it's a great poem, and there's a kind of Anglo-Saxon thing to it, at least to me. Definitely in the first line, this kind of triple alliterative thing that probably only people who are either into poetry or into anything Anglo-Saxon really care about. Yeah, it's something I find interesting about Ted Hughes' poetry. So yeah, here we go. Hope you enjoy it. This is called The Thought Fox. I imagine this midnight moment's forest. Something else is alive beside the clock's loneliness and this blank page where my fingers move. Through the window I see no star. Something more near, though deeper within darkness, is entering the loneliness. Cold, delicately as the dark snow, a fox's nose touches twig, leaf, two eyes serve a movement that now and again, now and now and now, sets neat prints into the snow between trees, and warily a lame shadow hangs by stump and in hollow of a body that is bold to come across clearings. An eye, a widening, deepening greenness, brilliantly, concentratedly coming about its own business, till, with a sudden sharp hot stink of fox, it enters the dark hole of the head. The window is starless still. The clock ticks. The page is printed. There we have it, the Thought Fox in The Hawk in the Rain by Ted Hughes. And yeah, we'll see how it goes with the rest of the collection. Until then, I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.